Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Dean, and this is 5 Mesmerizing Minutes. I could tell you story after story of me going into ICU units, intensive care units, and laying hands on the sick, and they would get healed within 24 hours, and they just go home. I had one lady call me she was going in for a heart operation. And she called me and absolutely insisted that I be at her hospital bed just before she went in for the heart operation. I couldn't make it the morning of, so I told her, I says, I'll go the evening before. Maybe I did go the morning of, I can't remember. But I do remember this. I went to her the night before or the morning of her heart operation, and I laid hands on her and anointed her. And she went in for the heart operation, and for some reason, the doctor who was about to perform the procedure said, I want to take another X-ray or CAT scan or whatever it was he was going to take. He didn't know why, but something told him to take this test before he went in to perform the procedure. So my friend is telling me they did the tests, which was highly abnormal because they had already done them once already. And the doctor said, for some reason, you don't need this operation. You're healed. Wow. My friend called me. She was so happy. She said, I knew that God would come through if you would be here to lay hands on me. Well, it goes to prove to you, number one, is that this woman had, because of the miracles involved in her life with healing, this woman ended up to be a believer. She had been living with a man for 15, 20 years without the benefit of marriage, and because she was persuaded that there was a God who was real, and there was a God who was protecting her through miracles of health and healing, she got married to this gentleman. And she died shortly thereafter when she moved to Florida. And she always was calling for prayer right up until her death. And this was years later. Well, what do I say to that? I say that the Lord, my God, will hasten to perform his word. In fact, it says that in Jeremiah 1:12. It says, I will hasten my word to perform it. And that word hasten means to watch over, to look after, to protect, or to stand behind. In all of his unlimited power, God is standing behind his word to accomplish it. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Believe that. Go to the Bible. Get a promise out of the Bible. Get a promise that God promised to somebody else. Now, the reason he put that promise for somebody else in the Bible is because it's your promise too. We're all the same in God's eyes. If he promised something to King Hezekiah, he's got to promise it to you in the Old Testament. He's got to promise it to you. That's why he had it recorded in the scripture. It says in Psalm 119:89, "Forever, O Lord, your word is settled in heaven." By his stripes you are healed. This is Pastor Dean, and this is 5 mesmerizing minutes.